Here we will see sealed method in C#. A sealed method is used to define an overriding level of a virtual method in the inherit. A method modified by the sealed keyword is known as a sealed method. A sealed keyword is used for a method to prevent it from being overridden in the derived class. That is, to prevent the runtime polymorphism feature of object-oriented programming. The sealed method in C# cannot be overridden further, but it must be used with an override keyword in the method. If you want to declare a method as sealed, then it has to be declared as virtual in its base class, because a non-virtual method cannot be overridden. A sealed method enables you to allow classes to derive from your class, but it prevents your specific method from overriding by the derived class. A property can also be sealed, but you can only seal the property, not the underlying setter and getter, since C# offers no override syntax for setters and getters. An interface itself cannot be declared as sealed, but it can have both virtual and sealed methods in C#. Rules for defining sealed methods are: a sealed method can only be defined in derived or child class. A sealed keyword is always used with the override keyword. Only virtual methods of the base class can be overridden as sealed. An abstract method can also be overridden as sealed in the derived class, since an abstract method is virtual implicitly. An abstract method can also be overridden as sealed in the derived class, since an abstract method is virtual implicitly. A field variable cannot be marked as a sealed because it cannot be overridden. You can specify the sealed modifier before the access modifier and before or after the override keyword. An interface can also define a sealed method without inheriting any base interface. A virtual interface method cannot be overridden as sealed in the derived interface. And you can only prevent a sealed method from being overridden in the derived class, but it cannot prevent a sealed method for redefining as a virtual again. Here we will write a program to explain working of sealed method. First we will declare one base class, and in this base class we will write virtual method, and we will print with console.writeLine virtual method. Then we will write another derived class which inherits base class, and in this derived class we will override the virtual method as sealed method. And here we will display sealed method. Then we will define another class which inherits derived class, and in this class we will override the display method from base class. Here it will give error since the display method in derived class is sealed, so we can't override it. To execute this in another class main method, we will create object of our derived class. And we will execute it. It will display sealed method. So once the method is defined as sealed, you can't override this method in another class.